Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Seamaster 2019 ITTF World Tour Platinum China Open, coming to you live from Shenzhen, China. I'm your commentator, Adam Bobrow, and this is the men's doubles semifinals. Youngsik in black, standing next to Sangsu, closer to the screen here, or on the screen, I should say, closer to the camera, representing Korea. And on the other side, Ma Long, the captain, the dragon, the dictator. And on the far right, Wang Chuqin, the Youth Olympic gold medalist. Ma Long here playing in several events, and in the men's singles event is looking to break a world record for most titles. If he wins this tournament, he will have the most World Tour titles of any player in history since the inception of the World Tour. Current record held by Vladimir Samsonov, who at the start of this tournament was also in the running to up the game to 28 titles had he won this title, the China Open. But Ma Long still in the tournament. But in the men's doubles event, it's like Chun-Chi in the corner with a new haircut. Interesting in terms of generations. Ma Long, facing major injury last year, sits out for a good 6 months. No World Tour events after Liam Pitchford beat him in the early rounds in Bulgaria. Ma Long shows up at the Qatar Open. Right after that, takes the title, comes back to win the World Championships. JEOUNG, the coach for the Korean side. And as mentioned, Chun-Chi on the other side, who's been the personal coach to Chuqin for some time now, since I think November 11th, actually, early November, let's say, 2018. We've seen Chuqin playing a bit more aggressively since then. You'll have a chance to see the right hand of Youngsik. Caught the table. His hand was incredibly swollen, that right hand. He said still no problem for playing. Wow, look at this haircut from Chun-Chi. Completely fresh for the China Open. Again, Ma Long showing the entire world that he can come back. You know, Chuqin, I saw at the Hungarian Open, he said Ma Long is in bad shape right now. The whole world was worried. Will Ma Long get back to where he was 2015 through 2017? 34 months in a row at world number 1. Ma Long, now 3 times consecutive champion as the men's world, or the men's world champion for singles. The question was, would he face Fan Zhendong in the final? And as soon as we saw the draw, we knew that it would have had to have been in the semifinals. Here, there's a similar situation. Ma Long, currently world rank number 5, was world rank number 11 when the seedings were done. So if he does face Fan Zhendong here in singles, it will be before the finals, potentially the quarterfinals, I believe, if I remember correctly. ITTF.com for all your updates, all the articles you need. Youngsik closer to the table. Youngsik, world rank number 19. Sangsu, world rank number 10, was the top player by world ranking in Korea for some time until Jang Woo-jin moved in front. World rank number 9, although here in this tournament, Jang Woo-jin was knocked out by Lubomir Pište. Lubo playing some incredible table tennis. Quite a story, actually, after winning the Austrian League, coming here with very little sleep and playing through the qualification round all the way into the main draw. Setsuko Ioko from Japan, our umpire. She's graduated to the high chair. We tend to see the alternating between the assistant umpire and the umpire. Wang Chuqin, the left-handed player in red for the Chinese team. So dangerous, so strong. Josef Weisinger here from Austria, assistant umpire. But Wang Chuqin, while he's had some incredible wins, has also had some tough losses here. If I remember correctly, it was Lin Wenru, top player from Taiwan, the Chinese Taipei team, who beat Wang Chuqin, getting his revenge from Youth Olympic Games. And Youth Olympic gold medalist Wang Chuqin beating Tomokazu Harimoto, one of the greatest threats, arguably the greatest threat to the Chinese team right now. A lot of anticipation leading up to the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. As a matter of fact, there's even conversation about no Chinese Super League in 2019 so that China can focus and get prepared for Tokyo 2020. On the Japanese side, with T-League, also Some star names that you will see there. Maybe a few that are actually going to be doing the same level of focus just on Tokyo 2020. Nima Ito. Nima Ito, the greatest threat to the Chinese women in the game right now, outside of China. So this will be a best-of-5 semifinal here. It's going to be Youngsik to start with the serve. Love all. Not a lot of mistakes so far on the Chinese side. Nothing yet. It's only the first point, but you can see what type of quality of points is going to be required out here. Sangsu is explosive over the table, but still doesn't put enough pressure on the Chinese pair to stop them from attacking. Ma Long with a surprising long push, but well handled from the back of the table, that counter attack. Sangsu comes in. So splitting the first 2 points. Not bad on the receive. That was as much of a wizard as Ma Long is, as experienced, as versatile and complete of a player as he is in doubles. Wang Chuqin, the last time I saw these two play, were very impressive together. Wang Chuqin, dangerously unpredictable. Good placement here on top of the bounce, though. The Korean pairs managed to back the Chinese pair off the table. For those of you newer to table tennis, while it looks impressive that they're way back behind the table, that's not where they want to be. That's a sign of being defeated, typically, when you're pushed back off the table, out of position. While some players get in the habit of playing behind the table a bit, players that are really the best in the game manage to stay close. Hugo Calderano, Simone Gauzy both find themselves closer to the table now than they used to be. And that'll be crucial out here for the Korean pair as well. Tied up at the first towel break. 6 points split down the middle. Youngsik, the taller of the two Korean players, the one who had the hand injury after clipping the table with bloodshed and major swelling. He was invited in 2016 after the Olympic Games to play in the Chinese Super League. After some very strong performances in the team event. The Ma Long hat in the background, you can see the gold shine, the Ma Long sign. Brilliant play here, the soft touch from Sangsu, leaving it just behind the net, setting up Youngsik for the parallel winner here. You can see how far Wang Chuqin had to come in for the shot, and the follow-up attack is low and deep. This one gets away from Ma Long a little bit. You could hear it clip the edge of the racket. Anticipated well to be in position for the down-the-line shot. Youngsik with that quick parallel backhand. One thing that makes his backhand so effective, he's got that long wingspan. He takes it early from out in front. And it's very subtle as well. This is something I've seen from Liam Pitchford. I think beating Zhou Qihao in the opening round of the main draw. Similar physiques, Liam Pitchford and Youngsik. Ooh. Near the back of the table here, not a lot of room for error. Uncomfortable position to be in. Jammed up in the middle here, not quite able to get the feet where he wanted. Sangsu never had a moment to be comfortable in that rally. Good placement again, Wang Chuqin and Ma Long. So up by 2. You can see the struggle here to try and make the forehand. Get the body out of the way. Again, 2 right-handed players on the Korean side this time around. Means it's going to be a little bit more work. The backhand will be a little bit more important over the table. And to the start of this game, or at the start of this game rather, Youngsik's backhand was very effective over the table, but it's been shut down. Tactically, Ma Long has been able to get into the open rallies, keep it deep to the forehand and down the middle of the table. Have a chance to see some stats between games. Beautiful counter, Sangsu moving through with the bullet backhand off the bounce. Coach Che in the corner. Fans behind for Ma Long and Wang Chuqin. Now, I know Youngsik and Sangsu were popular in China, but not nearly as popular as the two at the top of the screen.
8-7.
Little fortune there for the Korean pair. Not sure if it was the edge of the racket or the top of the net. Top of the net, you could see. Just that little bit still changes the rhythm. Oh, Ma Long is too fast. He does that flick. The pancake flip, as I love to call it. The backhand, he shows push. Looks like he's going to play it soft and then turns the racket over quickly. Like a hurricane, that forehand goes right behind the head. The circular whipping motion. 2 points in the lead and 2 points away from taking game one, the Chinese pair, but the serve on the Korean side down 7-9. Down to the ground, Wang Chuqin securing the point and 3 game points for the Chinese pair. There it is, Ma Long and Wang Chuqin take game number 1. It's a best of 5. We'll be back for game number 2 of this men's doubles semifinal right after this. Back for game number 2, you can see where the Chinese pair tend to focus on the table. More center than anything, a little center backhand. You can see the different spots on the table. I think this is very smart play. Again, 2 players that are stronger on the forehand side. See what the conversation is here. The machine a little gun shy there. Not getting quite the distance. But again, every game, the serving pair gets to choose who will serve, which then determines the receiver. Ooh, does not come over. The feeling, I don't think I've seen that many touch shots in a row outside of the pushing game from a Chinese pair. From the start, Wang Chuqin was caught. And Ma Long stayed in from under the table. Outstanding rally and a slightly slower shot to cover the middle. Youngsik fighting back. Again, Sangsu and Youngsik can expect the ball in at their right hip, between the right hip and the elbow. Quite often, it's going to be the target spot for Wang Chuqin and Ma Long. Nice counter here. Wang Chuqin up over the table on top of the bounce, just guides it back for the parallel. The flip kill, racing in, recognize the pattern, a little bit of telegraphing on the other side. Again, the element of surprise at this level of play is absolutely crucial. Ma Long knows this and he knows it well. That's part of the reason the pancake flip is so regular in his game. Just keeping it unpredictable for the opponent. Service game very strong as well. A good open face of the racket here, Youngsik. Keeps the heavy underspin low to the net inside the table. Soft touch loosens the grip on the receive. Absolutely necessary in that touch game. Wang Chuqin, dangerous. Coming across the forehand side with the backhand receive for that extra bit of spin on the Chiquita. On the run, Chiquita delivery service here. Perfect placement deep to that corner, sending Sangsu into a passive submissive game. Youngsik says, no, I'm good, I've already got one here. Maybe the ball machine was a little bit late. Perfect pressure in the placement into Ma Long's right hip. On top of the bounce, the Korean pair looking to keep the Chinese pair away from the table. Wow, where did that one come from? Reaching out on the run, Youngsik, a fearless backhand without, I'd say, any leg behind it, just leaps out, almost all wrist. Shocking shot exiting the side of the table. It's a beauty. Edge of the table here, a little fortune for Ma Long with the parallel backhand. A very wristy shot, Ma Long saving it till the last moment. Break back, Sangsu covers. Moves to anticipate. Moves to cover this forehand flick. The blast of a shot comes right back. No place for Wang Chuqin to go. Beautiful counter again. Sangsu pulling everything out that he can. Right now, the shots that he's made to win these rallies have been reactionary. They've been close to the table. That racket up high. Just a quick snap pulls it up to the head to counter. Inside out forehand, Wang Chuqin, that danger factor is high. So tough to tell where he's going to go. I think it was the Austrian Open that Satyajana Shekaran beat Wang Chuqin. Despite a few, say, upsets here and there, again, world ranking isn't always a clear indicator of a player's skill level. Wang Chuqin, having less exposure on the world tour, would be the favorite to win against almost anybody from any other country. Beautiful curving shot. The cover hook ball there. A backhand getting back into play from Youngsik. Again, near the table, reactionary. Closes the racket, keeps it right to the corner of the table, as deep as can be. Good opportunity for a 4-point lead, but instead, Chinese pair within 2. Again, it's tough to know how many players behind closed doors the Chinese national team has, how many young up-and-coming players, but right now the leader of the pack in the youth, Wang Chuqin. So much power from Wang Chuqin, the timing. He takes it so early. I mean, really, his speed and his power is just shocking. Full arm stroke there, even with Sangsu way behind the table. It's the top edge of the racket. Timeout on the Korean side as the lead that they had from 8-5 up is now closed to 8-7. At 8-5, there was a good opportunity. You remember Youngsik going for that backhand on the forehand side. Could have been 9-5. Suddenly it's 8-7. I think this is a good time for a timeout. So what needs to change? What is the conversation? It's interesting talking with Jill Parker at times at the World Championships. She would say sometimes it's not always a change in terms of tactics. Sometimes just giving your players a breath of fresh air, some confidence. For me, again, deep on the table, keeping Sangsu and Youngsik close. Those counter shots, the shorter strokes. You know, the Chinese pair physically are as fit as can be. This is one of many factors that keeps China ahead of the rest of the world. Physical fitness. I mean, they've got the full strokes, the speed to match. So using that against them, saying it's not easy to give the first opening attack. You have to be sort of handcuffing to make sure that you have a limited option coming back. You can predict where the ball will be so that your counter is in position. Over the table play. Let's see what the Korean pair brings back for their second serve here. Major point to stop the bleeding, to cauterize what has been started by the Chinese pair in red. Tight serve, will have another chance here. Again, for those of you newer to table tennis, no limit to the amount of lets you can have. Oh, a bold long serve. Wang Chuqin holds his positioning at the back of the table. Had he come in over the table, this serve would have been quite damaging. But he didn't commit too early. Kept his balance, waited to see. Suddenly it's 8 points apiece. Chinese pair with the serve on their side. Short side of the table, Youngsik on the move. Gets the lead back for the Korean pair in a crucial game. Almost no rotation, light backspin on the serve. But the second bounce, it had become virtually no spin. This will often get a popped up ball for a third ball attack. Oh, that's a good setup for Sangsu. Had a good opportunity here, can understand the frustration. Long push, was pretty much in position. Didn't quite get the feet where he wanted, so had to improvise a little bit. Wiggle and twist from the middle, but still, depth-wise, good opportunity. This game will only be won by the difference of 2 points. Game number 1 was a 4-point victory. 11-7 for the Chinese pair. Beautiful counter on the backhand. Sangsu fires back, and it's game point for the Koreans to tie it up. Second serve here, Korean pair deep in thought. Youngsik calls his serve, says what he wants. Ooh, the quick counter, and they get away with game number 2. A narrow escape. Korean pair evening out the playing field here. We'll be back for game number 3 of the men's doubles semifinals right after this. Players back for game number 3. The Koreans with the momentum. You had a chance to see the shot placement over the table there. A lot of play into Ma Long's backhand and Wang Chuqin's wide forehand. And for me, again, it's the surprise factor. As two right-handed players, the easiest shot for them, the most preferred shot, would be cross-court, the exact opposite place on the table. It's where Wang Chuqin would be comfortable to turn the corner, Ma Long comfortable to use his devastating forehand. But again, the surprise factor high. They need to make sure where they hit the ball is not where the opponent wants it. Good touch play in terms of controlling the spin over the table. Chinese pair take the first 2 points. Breaking service for that, so pretty ideal right now for the Chinese pair. Wang Chuqin making the most of a difficult shot at the back of the table. Most players would have a lot of pressure there. I'd say it's an uncomfortable ball, kept that near to the back edge. Very patient play. Sangsu investing in the spin on this one, says, you know what, if I wait long enough, it'll come off the table. Well, I can't hit a winner. I can sure make it uncomfortable. Plays it to the short side. It's a slightly flatter stroke of Wang Chuqin. Facial expression there, Ma Long taking responsibility for his shot coming long. There is really this amazing, I'd say, I don't know if altruism is the perfect term, but maybe team spirit, patriotism within the Chinese national team. Ma Long, the most dominant player the world has ever known in terms of the modern game of table tennis, yet still feels responsibility whenever he hits a shot that doesn't set up his teammate well. Takes responsibility. Wang Chuqin, 11 years younger than Ma Long, currently 19 years old. Back edge of the table for Ma Long. Turns his back to the table. Full spin Chuqin style here. A pancake flip again from Ma Long. Opens, looks like he's gonna push until the last moment. How can you know? How can you prepare for that? He could have pushed had he wanted to. It's one of many reasons we call him the dictator. Tends to do what he wants, dictates how things go. Still a 3-point lead for the Chinese pair. Again, it's a best of 5. Game 3, quite crucial here. Back edge? Nope.
6-4.
Yes, it was. All right. I thought so. Wasn't quite sure. Often you can hear it. Wang Chuqin giving a little point for a moment to that back edge of the table. Now again on the tables, we've got the timeout here for quite a big lead. I remember 6-3, might have been more, but 2 points in a row at least for the Korean pair to get back within 1 in what could be pivotal. The Chinese team has been put under lockdown a little bit since the exit of Chuqin and Chun Meng in the mixed doubles event. They were told only table tennis now. Interviews, anything else that doesn't involve focusing on the match is taken away for now. You are grounded. So if I had to guess, based on that quick clip of what Chun Chi was saying, for a player like Wang Chuqin, no problem, you good? Okay. Just relax a little bit. You don't need to do too much out here. As the players that are as fast and strong as they are, The strongest players on the table by many standards. Now, Sangsu versus Wang Chuqin. That'd be an interesting singles match if I looked up their head-to-head. Could go either way for me. Sangsu, the more experienced. Wang Chuqin, more powerful, a little faster. But again, experience on the World Tour matters so much. And right out of the timeout,
5-7.
Wang Chuqin relaxes, takes that forehand flip kill down the middle of the table. Just hearing a little bit about you don't need, can be a reminder that you don't need to do too much. What you're comfortable with, your norm, is still quite devastating to most players in the world. Go out there and do what you do. 2 points down now, the Koreans. Heavy underspin on the serve for Sangsu. Shuts down the lift of the opening attack. Just drying the ball there in the hand. That is the responsibility of the server, after all, in case you're newer to table tennis. The server leaves the ball wet and they lose the point. Oh, heavy chop block here. Ma Long, like a dagger, comes in from the side. That's the beauty of the chop block. You'll have a chance to see it later because Ma Long plays Koki Niwa. Can't wait to see that match. But two of the best chop blockers in the world, for me, alongside Adriana Diaz. Heavy side spin, a variety of underspin. Tough to know exactly what's on it.
9-6.
And you could feel the positioning of the Chinese pair just better in this rally. Sangsu doesn't have many moves here. He comes in late, and Wang Chuqin's right there near the table to cover. Nice touch from Sangsu, drops it right behind the net. Looked like it was going to come long. The Chinese pair waiting for the opening attack. Since the timeout, the Chinese pair has done quite well. They were up by 1, pulled ahead to a 3-point lead, but now back down to 2. Koreans with the serves on their side. But it's Youngsik to serve this time around. Ma Long on the run behind the table. Youngsik had this opportunity and played the ball so well. Look how wide he plays this. Side and topspin, and Ma Long counters back just out of reach. Under pressure, back against the ropes there. And it earns 3 game points for the Chinese pair. Ma Long, the save and the counter from back in the backhand court. 11-7, Ma Long and Wang Chuqin take the game. It's a 2-1 lead for the Chinese pair. Wang Chuqin with that beautiful reach, and Ma Long jumping, turning, and dictating as he does. Stick around, game number 4 coming up right after this.
짧은 거 좀 가지고 그래서 돌리는 거 좀 한두 개씩
提前点，他们俩回合那么衔接还是可以的啊，提前做准备。
Each side.
Players back for game number 4. The serves on the Chinese side. Along with the serve. In the singles game, Ma Long serve, one of the most difficult in the world to receive. Not because it's flashy, not because it's iconic, say the same way that Dima's serves are, Maharu Yoshimura's serves. Just because it's subtle, it's so well placed, and the spin variation, just massive differences. Table open and Wang Chuqin under pressure, counters back. So fast there, racket behind the head. Wang Chuqin's finish, gotta love it. The inside of that right shoulder, that rotator cuff, has to be so strong.
1, 2.
This ball back. Wang Chuqin is moving to the forehand when Youngsik pins him on the backhand side. Ma Long fan club there in the crowd. Wang Chuqin nearly jumping, turns his body in the air to counter back. That's the danger. Again, in doubles, maybe stronger than singles, which says quite a lot. Considering we're speaking to a player who beat Tomokazu Harimoto for the Youth Olympic gold medal. I don't know if Harimoto was 3 in the world at that time, but couldn't have been too far off. Ooh, this one goes loose. Not sure if it caught the hand, which still is fine, but it clearly diverted off the racket some way, or the hand way off the table. With the first towel break, Ma Long and Wang Chuqin up by 2. That service.
Left. 2, 4.
Beautiful backhand off the bounce. Wang Chuqin, quick and fearless. Now, for me, the decisive factor is so crucial. This is one of the things that makes Harimoto so dangerous. He hesitates almost not at all. I think Wang Chuqin has a similar factor out here. Again, the ball a little bit bigger, spinning a little bit less than it used to. I think that means that taking it earlier, playing a bit more aggressively, will pay off. In the background, you can see Timo Boll and Patrick Franziska versus Jang Woo Jin and Lim Jong-hoon, the others fighting to be in the final of the men's doubles event. Placement here on the backhand, that wristy backhand that started off this match so well. Youngsik from out in front, able to play the parallel backhand.
Ready?
In case you're curious why they're wiping the hands on the table, it's because there are no towel breaks allowed right now. They want to dry the palm off, wipe the sweat. Nice counter. Ma Long again, that whip-like forehand. Youngsik using the wide wingspan here to counter back. Watch the side spin Youngsik puts on that ball, wrapping around. You can see the bend on it. Creates an uncomfortable ball for Wang Chuqin to counter. The body language of Ma Long is priceless. Incredible rally.
6-4.
There was a shot in here I'd love to see this point again. Couldn't believe it came back. I think it was Wang Chuqin's opening backhand, hooking the side spin down the line. that one. Oh, Lee Sangsu just covers, side spins it back, and Youngsik with the whippy backhand again. So there was a timeout last game, 1 point before this score. This time around, the Koreans tied it up at 6 apiece instead of being down 5-7. The Koreans can get through this. The Chinese pair's under pressure because they'll be in the decider, game number 5. Ooh, break off the net.
7-all.
Doesn't take much. A point here, a point there. One just skates over the top of the net. Some of the best players from the Chinese national team have been upset here in China. Chuqin, Fan Zhendong. Lee Sangsu, I thought that was the right choice to go for that ball. The execution didn't work out in his favor. Saw the push is coming just off the table. Could have gone for one more push, but I think the opponents would have had a clear winner. I think Chuqin and Fan Zhendong fell at the hands of Tomokazu Harimoto and Yuto Kizukuri in the past. Oh, top edge of the racket for Ma Long. A rare occasion, especially from behind the table with time. This one comes back. Watch Lee Sangsu's shot here. Just an improvised shot, a bit of topspin on it. Ma Long has his chance. Looked like he changed his mind about 2 times before hitting that ball, Lee Sangsu. So 8 points apiece now. Forehand flick to the wide forehand. It almost looks like it slides off the forehand rubber of Ma Long. Ball goes straight down. Now, if the ball were wet and it was the Korean serve, the Chinese pair loses the point and show the wet racket. But after a long rally, it's tough to determine where the sweat came from, where the wetness came from.
9-all.
Third towel break, and once again, a game that will be decided by a mere 2 points. Youngsik with the serve at 9-all. There it is, the backhand off the bounce, takes it early from out in front, and Wang Chuqin on the chase, can't reach. Game point for the Korean pair to send this to the decider. Appeared to be a very heavy underspin serve. Clips the top of the net on the way back, but the let starts things back over.
10-9.
Imagine how tight the serves have to be to protect the opening attack. Set up a third ball. Once again, Lee Sangsu trying, gets the opportunity here on the forehand. Not an easy ball, has to rush to get around it. Good placement on the receive from Wang Chuqin to shut down Lee Sangsu's forehand attack. As aggressive as Wang Chuqin has been, it shows mental maturity that he's able to play the ball, pushing it long into the body. Again, the long push for me, one of the most underappreciated shots at this level of play. Forehand, bending out of reach, bending back into the corner where the ball just came from. Ma Long with the wrapping, hooking shot. Wang Chuqin playing with fire here, flirting with disaster on the edge of the table, just too wide, and the leaping Sangsu cannot counter back. Game and match point for the Chinese pair. Cannot convert. Ma Long and Wang Chuqin have taken the game and the match. 12-10 in game number 4. Quite a scare for the Chinese pair in game number 4, but they managed to prevail and secure themselves a spot in the men's doubles final. You'll have a chance to see the Youth Olympic gold medalist Wang Chuqin and the back-to-back-to-back world champion, Olympic gold medalist, maybe the greatest player the world has ever known, Ma Long, in the men's doubles final, because they've made it through. Congratulations, Ma Long and Wang Chuqin. Stick around, we've got more singles coming up for you with the greatest threat to China, Mima Ito versus Feng Tianwei of Singapore, right after this.
We have Ma Long and Wang Chuqin with us, and congratulations, you two have made to the final of men's doubles. 恭喜二位，你们现在已经进入了男子双打的决赛。And we have a question for you. As you know, your opponent has cooperated for a long time. So how do you prepare for today's match? 那个你们的搭档也是搭档了很久了，你们是怎么准备这次的比赛的呢？二位谁来？
觉得对手实力很强嘛，之前也打过很多次吧，然后也战胜过很多中国队的双打吧。我觉得，然后重视做好很困难准备吧。
One said they are very excellent players and they have paid a lot of attention and focus on today's match, so they have prepared a lot. Do you have anything to say, Ma Long?
我觉得还是因为毕竟世界比赛我们跟他们打了一场，然后在困难的时候赢下来以后，这场球心态要比之前要好很多。包括我们拿完冠军以后，这种两个人的默契程度也比之前信任上要更好一些了。
As you know, it's a very tough game, and because we have come through this difficult match, so that our confidence will be more this way. And and again, thank you for your time. Congratulations, and I wish you good luck in the final. Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it. Two very well-prepared players have made their way through to the final. Wang Chuqin and Ma Long Gongxini, congratulations. They've made it to the final. Stick around, Feng Tianwei, the last player of the Singapore team, or one of the last teams to beat the Chinese teams at the World Championships, versus Mima Ito, the greatest threat to China. Coming up, women's singles right after this.